Okay, season 1. Okay, Wheel of Time, season 1, episode 4. All right, so we are in. Please forgive me that I don't know how to say all these stuff, though, these words and these towns and these names. Galdin, Galdin. They're in Galdin. We are in Galdin, and we meet the Dragon Reborn, supposedly Logain. It shows Logain defeating an army, and we see his tainted weaves, which is like his power is black, kind of like the black weaves. And he believes he's the Dragon Reborn, and he says that all the Aes Sedai are afraid of him because he's in the last life he broke the world. The Dragon Reborn messed everything up for everybody in the last time. So Logain says that's why the Aes Sedai don't like him. Oh yeah. And then I kind of like this portrayal of the black weaves being like people that are kind of like voices in his head. Like, is it the dark one, or is it the madness, right? Because the men are subject to this madness when they touch the true power. Yeah. So the woman's voice, kill him, and then he'll betray you just like your parents, just like your sister. None of them understand who you are, what you're going to be. So I was like, I love this because I feel like there are like mental health issues. There are mental issues that people have that whisper these things to people where it's like they don't actually love you, they don't actually care about you. Like there's like a mistrust, So like Logain is looking for supporters kind of and followers, and so these voices are like, oh, he's gonna betray you, like he'll betray you just like your parents, just like your sisters. So like they don't understand you. So like Logain kind of has these like this, not a false narrative because it might be a true narrative for him, but it's become like it's just, again, it's become these like dark voices in his head that are just constantly gnawing at him, and like it's what he's learned, and he's learned that you can't trust people and that they'll betray you and stuff like that. So I liked that kind of portrayal of like the madness. I liked that. Okay, and then we switch to, oh yeah, and so then, but I guess I just want to say like then it shows Logain trying to get this soldier on his side, and he ends up getting him on his side and getting him to fight in his army. So then we switch to Nynaeve, Lan, and Moiraine. We see Liandrin and the Reds and the other Aes Sedai at their camp, and we learn that Karenni, another Aes Sedai, heals Moiraine. They talk about Logain, and so then we go and they have Logain in a cave, in a cage. And they kind of have this like cage around him, but also there's two Aes Sedai needed to like shield him. So I think the cage is just kind of an external representation of what is actually occurring. And so like the two Aes Sedai have to sit there and hold the shield on him, which means that he can't use his power and stuff. So they're kind of getting caught up to speed with this false dragon, Logain, and oh, the madness is, how mad is he gotten already? And they say they have to bring him to the Amyrlin at the White Tower to give him a proper and fair trial, which is very pertinent to our times right now. And then they kind of portray that it's hard work shielding this false dragon, that he is very powerful. And so 2 Aes Sedai sisters are needed, and they describe it as trying to keep a cat in a bath. But the cat's trying to jump out of the bath, and they're like trying to hold it. So it's like, that's kind of like the feeling representation of it. So then the warders are chatting, and it's said that the Amyrlin is not fond of Moiraine, and Moiraine's little running around outside of the tower. There's something between Karenni and Moiraine. They don't like each other, I think. And it's kind of portrayed that Lan and Moraine are very quiet and mysterious, and they're hard to get to. They're hard to talk to and stuff. So they're kind of setting that up. Then we switch to the Tinkers with Egwene and Perrin. And, oh, I wrote a quote, "Not often people come down from the mountains of mist." They consider not going with the Tinkers. They're like, maybe we should break off from them. We don't trust them for some reason. You know, Perrin is like, I don't trust them. But then they find out that the Tinkers are also going to Tar Valon, and they're like, well, you do have food and fire and shelter, and we need to go to Tar Valon too. So they decide to go with the Tinkers still. Okay? Mat and Rand. I thought this was profound of Mat to say, what if Tom killed the barmaid Dana to get us to trust him? I don't know the answer to that, Mat, but it's a great question. That's a great question. And Tom warns, I think, that there's dark friends everywhere, and you just don't know. Because anyone can be a dark friend, anyone can be a not dark friend. And then even people posing as not dark friends or dark friends can be dark friends. So, yeah. Or not dark friends. Okay, Logain is in a cage. Yes, okay, yeah, we go to a scene with Alanna. We learn who Alanna is, and I love Alanna. She's a green Aja, and I really like her. So, Alanna and Moraine, and they're friends, okay? They're friends. So, Alanna, the dog that slept in your bed every night, though, so she brings up something from the past that she knows about Moraine. And Moraine, like, smirks. And then she's like, oh, is Karenni using you to get information? You're using you and our friendship, so Moraine and Alanna are friends, to get info from me. That's what Moraine asks her. We learn a little bit more about the Ajas here, because Alanna is like, oh, I picked the green Aja because it was the battle Aja, but I never thought that I would see the final battle in my age. So she never thought she'd see the final battle in her lifetime, which is looking like it's gonna happen in her lifetime. And then we learn too that the Blues are good at keeping secrets, which is what Moraine is, a blue Aja. The end of this age is here. The last dragon broke the world, but what if we need the dragon to be fighting with us, but we let the Reds gentle him? So they're also torn, because obviously they don't for sure know that Logain is not the dragon, but they do know that Logain is 10 years too old to be the dragon. But they also don't want to gentle the dragon if he's not the dragon, or if he is the dragon, right? Because they want the dragon on their side to defeat the Dark One. So it's complicated. Moraine, and then Alanna brings up the dog again, like, oh yeah, the dog that slept in your bed was named Jenny, right? And stuff. And then Moraine smirks. So I don't know if some of this dog imagery is code for something else, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Moraine's like, the dog wasn't mine, but Alanna's like, but the dog slept in your bed every night or something. So I don't know, we'll see. We gotta find out. Okay, so there's a short little scene with Liandrin and Nynaeve, and Nynaeve is like very suspicious of her too, like, what do you want? And Liandrin doesn't say what she wants right away, but Nynaeve uses Liandrin here to be like, okay, you want something, but I want something too, and tell me about Moraine, okay? So then they start getting into that. I'm gonna get into this in the next video, because I'm coming up on the 10-minute mark. But yeah, okay, bye-bye.